Hello to everyone, my name is Olga and today I'm going to cook Russian borscht with you. Here are some products, the main products that you will need for this dish. There is some cabbage, potato. I think one will be enough, but if you like potatoes you can add two. Then carrot, beet. You see it is written svekla in Russian, beet, and of course some fresh meat. First we are going to pour some water, and I have already prepared it's about 2 liters, maybe 1.5 or 2 liters. Some Russian people say that spoon must stand in a ready borscht. First we're going to deal with meat because it is being cooked more time than the rest of the products. I'm going to cut it in small pieces and fry it. I'm not sure that everybody prepare borscht like this, and there is no right way to prepare borscht. So you can prepare it according to your tastes, what you prefer. So don't be afraid. Besides, now is the time of limited means, not just limited means, limited possibilities to travel. So you can at least try something new. And now I'm preparing this delicious meal in Yekaterinburg, which is located on the Ural Mountains and is famous for its cold climate. Now it's November, so it's high time to prepare borscht. And maybe if you're watching from Sweden or some cold countries, you can also try to prepare it. So I have heard that it's kind of cold in your countries too in the winter, maybe even colder than here. It will take some time to cut it in small pieces. I'm also thinking about making a room tour sometime later. Though I'm a little bit scared to show some parts of my apartment because some parts are kind of cluttered, especially the balcony. I have heard one saying, and I personally agree with it, that a Russian person, no, not Russian, that a person who doesn't have a ski pole on his Russian balcony is a spy. You know why? Because I think it is the result of the Soviet past, when it was difficult to get things, especially if you didn't live in St. Petersburg or in Moscow. It was hard to get things in the provinces. You had to stand along queues, or they just couldn't. Even if you stand at the queue, the product could just end just in front of your nose. So people preferred not to throw anything away in case they're gonna need it one day. Of course, there is no Soviet Union for 30 years now, and I personally was a very little girl when it collapsed, but even I had such habits not to throw away things that you might need in future. For example, I have even seen balconies where you cannot even stand just to come in, because there may be old suitcases, ski poles, just some even old chair, modified old chair and stuff, old clothes, of course. But maybe I will still make a room tour. As far as spying theme is concerned, I've mentioned that a person who doesn't have the ski pole might be a spy. I had an encounter, a real life encounter with a real spy long ago. I was taking my classes at the university, English classes, and one day a door opened and an old American man came in. He introduced himself as Mr. Spires. I think most of the pupils, students, disgusted him immediately because he was very strict. He said that he was a former American commander or soldier, something. He was in the military, and he said that we were going to obey his rules now, that we are his soldiers. It was weird, but I kind of liked him, though most students, as I said, didn't. He led our classes for about a year and suddenly disappeared. Oh, I forgot to mention what was surprising about him. To tell the truth, I had some suspicions even before the truth came out. For example, he said that he had just one pair of shoes for all moments of his life, for all seasons, I would say. In spring and in winter and in summer, he always wore the same military boots. So one day he disappeared before the college year was over. He disappeared, and we started to ask, where was Mr. Spires? And one teacher knew where he disappeared. Mr. Spires was deported from Russia. He was accused of spying. He was hanging around military hospital and trying to ask Russian military men who were lying in this hospital, who were undergoing treatment, some secrets. Probably he addressed to a wrong person, and probably he asked just wrong questions. So at least once, I can say that at least once I had conversations with a real life spy, because it was speaking lesson that he was the teacher of. It was quite an interesting experience, actually. And now the borders are almost closed, and maybe an iron curtain will be falling again, and some people say that it is already an iron curtain. So at least you can see something new from the internet, as well as I do. People walking the streets of Paris and Mexico, and especially I liked to watch the most remote parts of our planet. For me, the most remote parts, because I think that for most people, Urals is one of the most remote parts of the planet. So I think that it might be of some interest for somebody to watch even preparation of borscht, and I'm also going to make some walking videos in our city and some nature interests. in the Ural region. And as you can see, I have already finished cutting the meat, and now I'm frying it a little bit, and there is some bouillon now, just extended, and I usually pour it in the water and then fry what is left, the meat. I don't know whether it is right or not, but I like the taste. As far as pepper is concerned, salt, pepper and stuff, I don't like to add much pepper, so not to have problems with stomach and stuff, but I will add some Lavrovi list. It is called bay list in English, as far as I remember. My bay lists are all crushed, so just don't pay attention. Just some. And also just a little bit of salt, and I will add more in the end. And now it is turn to cut svekla or a beet. I don't know how many I will add, maybe 2. It also depends on the taste. If you prefer just reddish borscht, maybe you can add even more. It is written that this beet was already boiled, and I seldom buy this one. I usually buy just rough beet, so where you must peel off the skin and boil it. But it is more convenient, I think. So it depends on what you have in your nearby shop. It is cut so easily, comparing with the svekla that is not boiled yet. So it might be easier. Maybe I would recommend you a red one. I decided to call my YouTube channel, Russian Roads. It is another high from the past. When I was about 20 years old, there was still a hope on good possible relationships with the West, and I have seen an advertisement in the local magazine that a guy, one English guy, he wasn't a guy already, this was a man about 50, he decided to organize business called Russia by Road or something like that. I immediately got interested because by the time I had a spare flat, I will explain. This guy decided to organize business based on locating English tourists and tourists from Europe mainly, as far as I understood, in Ekaterinburg in flats, and after that they would go further to Siberia, Far East, maybe not Far East, but Siberia, and they would explore some remote areas in the cars, as far as I understand. And he invested lots of his personal money, as I was told, in this project. He said that English people love to get in such remote areas that they would go to Russia, Ekaterinburg, and further. We had even a big meeting with the rest. There were actually about 20 people willing to take part in this business and to give their partners or even live for some time with the tourists, prepare breakfast. Just different ages, different sexes. There were even elderly men willing to open doors to English tourists because all people are curious. They would like to know something new, unexpected, just some mysterious. So I have already ended cutting svekla or a bit. I decided to take 3 of these sveklas. Meat will be ready soon. I will add it in a bouillon, in a soup a little bit later. And now it is a turn of, I think, cabbage. A turn of the cabbage. I think preparing borscht takes about 30 to 40 minutes if you are making it quite fast. But you can make a big jar so it may last for about 3 to 4 days if you eat it alone or maybe 2 people, and it will warm you up in a cold day. Definitely warm you up. Maybe even this will be enough. I don't know. Just I'll take a look at it later. So yeah, as I think now is the time when most people sit at home, even if they have possibilities to go somewhere. For example, there are open flights from our city, just direct flights to Egypt. I personally would really love to go there, just to take a swim, just to watch the pyramids, the beautiful fish, to dive. I like diving, but personally I'm scared to go there, though the tickets are really not expensive, even for an average Russian person. And I think that people who take care of their health, they mostly sit at home now, or just moving just in the neighboring area, just visiting the nature sites near the city. I'm not sure, but I have such suggestions. What do you think? You can write in the comments. It would be really interesting for me to read, really, because I feel kind of isolation now, because I used to travel quite a lot previous years. We just add this cabbage in our borscht. Maybe some slices would be a little big, but I don't care. I like the taste rather than good looks. Maybe it will be faster to make it like that. It's almost okay. I think it's enough. Maybe I won't even use the rest of the cabbage, and it smells like as if the meat is ready to depart to the rest of the borscht. Looks nice, isn't it? And now it's high time to cut carrot into pieces. Cut carrot and to fry it as well. You'd better make little slices and then fry it in the pan. Some people just throw it directly to the borscht, but I think it will be more tasty to fry it first. So guys, I have already squashed 3 garlic heads, and I fry them now with my carrot. I hope you could feel the smell, but it is not possible. So you have to prepare the dish at home one day, better soon. Now it is being prepared, and the last the last product is a potato. I thought between taking one or two, I took one big potato, but you can take two. I also cut it into pieces and add it to my borscht. I also advise you to buy some greenery at the local store. I don't have it now, so maybe I will add some kinza, but it is not fresh, of course. Put it in my borscht. What food do you prefer, guys, and what countries do you live in? I also just noticed one thing. I like meals from different countries, especially I like Thai food and Italian, of course. When you live in Thailand for at least 2 weeks, first week you really enjoy Thai food, and after a week you start looking for Russian dishes in the local cafes, though you wouldn't never believe in it before, because I think that people tend to get used to the food they eat from their childhood. So Russian people, I think anywhere in the world, especially if they live abroad, they prepare Russian food at home or go to cafes. I cannot say that borscht is my favorite meal, by no means no, but sometimes I have a strong desire to eat it, especially in winter, as I have already said. And the last 2 slices. Then we are going to add some salt, kinza, and leave our borscht boiling for about 20 to 30 minutes, I think, and it will be ready. And of course you have to buy sour cream or smetana. It is the ultimate way to eat borscht. You need smetana. You have sour cream in your local shops, I think in most the places. And now we're gonna add the carrot and squashed garlic. Just mix it. I think the spoon will be standing in this borscht. Then add kinza, for example. You can also add salt, and I think I will add some pepper, but not much. I don't want much pepper in my borscht. It depends on your taste, as I said. It is written perец, pepper in Russian. So you leave it for 30 minutes. I will show you sour cream, Russian sour cream. It is written smetana. Polevskoe, it is the local city, not far away from the Ekaterinburg. Ekaterinburg is about 2 million population, 1.5, but 2 million with suburbs. And Polevskoe is a tiny city, a tiny town, not far from here. And they make awesome sour creams. You can see a cow here. So guys, I think it is the end of my video. I wish you good luck, good health, of course, and I hope I'm going to see you in my next videos. Bye! Here's the ready dish. I'm not quite satisfied because the beet was already prepared, and that's why I don't like the color. So you'd better buy a fresh beet. and it will be dark red. But I hope it is still tasty.